Thank you, everybody, for showing up. I know it's about 4 a.m. here, so it's a little early, but have no fear. We're going to wake you up. My name's BloodThunder. You call me Blood or BT for short. I've been coming to these events for 10 years now. Started at AGDQ 2014. SPRAWL marks my 23rd run, and this is probably by far the most excited I've been to showcase a game. So I'm really happy to be here, and I'm even more happy to introduce the guest that I have with me. If you want to talk about yourself and a little bit about SPRAWL.
Oh boy, a little bit? Introduce myself? I'm gonna ramble on for 10 minutes. I will try to keep it short whenever I can, but I'm just so passionate. Thank you everybody so much for, including us in this event. I've been watching speedruns on basically since I started working on games. As a teenager, I was just, I don't even have the words to describe how happy I am to be here. But just to sum it up, I am co-developer on SPRAWL. It was me and Hannah Crawford. We started this over the pandemic, and this is our dream game. And a big portion of this being our dream game is the fact that a lot of the decisions we made were, in fact, to service people that wanted to play it really, really fast.
And really, really fast, we are going to do. We're going to start with a level select. We're going to watch about a 30-second cutscene, and then time will start there. We'll do a countdown. But if you just want to kind of set the stage of who we're playing as and what kind of game we're about to get into.
Right. So this is SPRAWL, and you play as a covert ops, sort of ex-military super soldier known as Seven. And you have wound up here sort of mysteriously. And as the game progresses, you're going to start seeing some of the narrative unfold. But as far as you're aware right now, you just got shot out the window by a guy with the skull mask.
Great way to
Who,
start.
by the way, is a DJ.
So we'll start in 3, 2, 1, go. So that little blue box right there is the tutorial on how to wall run, and we're immediately going to use that tutorial to start wall running straight up this wall. If you want to talk a little bit about the wall running mechanic.
Yeah, so this was the crux of the game. Hannah Crawford, the co-developer, reached out to us, or reached out to me initially, just had a box with only this type of movement in it, nothing else, And I had been working on SPRAWL by myself, sort of just a straightforward boomer shooter with nothing really special going on besides the aesthetic, which was, Ghost in the Shell inspired. And the movement for me was so different from the way wall running is handled in other games. Oh, you're about to finish the level.
That's the first level down.
It's insane watching these. It's crazy. I knew this was possible. I hit a couple of Easter eggs outside of the map and everything, but just seeing it happen perfectly every time just blows my mind.
Yeah, I will say from a runner perspective, having you guys in the community, day one, even my casual playthrough, you guys showed up and taught me the tricks of how to wall run properly because I was just struggling so much. And to see you guys kind of nudge us in the right way when we were getting stuck, you can go outside this truck that we'll see here soon and stuff like that. It's been awesome. If anybody wants to get involved with the community, it's been a real community effort finding all of these strats and optimizing. That out of bounds there went through 15 different reroutes alone. Even climbing the wall had 17 different routes. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. No, you guys have been optimizing to T. I remember those early runs in the high 30-minute marks where I was always telling you guys, you can get down to 15, I think.
So you're going to notice we have 2 different weapons. We have the pistols and the SMGs, which we never picked up in the first level. Also, this is the scariest part of the run because these enemies have a tendency to be a little unforgiving. But yeah, the start of a level, it doesn't really matter what you had picked up before or what you had used. It's always going to give you kind of what the game thinks you should have at that point. So weapons included. I believe you get 100 health and no shield. Going to use a little bit of adrenaline here. About the only time you're going to see it in the run. It's a slow-mo mechanic that you can see the bar for down below that yellow bar that's a little bit depleted. Really great for playing through casually and dealing with these enemies, but when you're running, you don't really want to be in slow-mo because it's slow. But yeah, not only do we have wall running, we also have these slides, and you're going to see me do hops out of the slides so we can kind of preserve that momentum a little bit. And as far as wall runs go, you have 4 jumps and 4 wall runs. It used to be 3, and then the devs so graciously added an extra one, which made our lives easier in some regards, and some other tricks became possible, which are pretty scary. But yeah, this is the truck I was talking about. For a long time, we just kind of hopped in the truck and used that to get past the gates, and then they're like, why are you guys just not going to where the enemies are? It's so much faster. Just blew my mind. Right here.
Yes, that was...
Go ahead.
Sorry, I just wanted to say that was actually, I designed that in, so the main sort of antagonist, protagonist, whatever you want to call him, depending on your point of view, father, the guy that keeps telling you what to do, that very, very sexy voice. Basically, he chastises you if you decide to like go and like shoot the guys at the switches and skip the truck, because he's essentially giving you a place where it's like, hey, you don't have to go into combat. You can go in this thing and just slowly go past all of these guards, and choosing to engage with that is just kind of like, all right, man.
Yeah, I love that. You'd have different options to deal with it, depending how you want to play. But we've picked up the shotgun, which is the most important thing for this run to work. It is fantastic. It has recoil, so you can shoot it and go the opposite direction. People always ask if it's intended. I believe the mechanic of just like shooting the floor and jumping up, like that's kind of intended, but not the way that we're about to use it. So if you want to talk about that as I go through the next couple levels, real quick.
So shotgun jumping was, you know, I kind of circling back on the fact that like I've been, you know, like a big fan of speed running and just in general, just breaking games. Like that's always something that I've loved. For the most part, I would just, you know, play source engine games and not play any of the multiplayer components. I do b-hopping and I do rocket jumping, you know, like that was what I found to be the most fun. And so whenever we were designing stuff for Sprawl, we wanted to give players as many emergent movement options as we possibly could. So whenever we'd find something like the slide hopping, et cetera, it was always a decision of you know, we want to give players the option to use these in creative ways, even if it does mean that someone like BloodThunder can go and break my whole level that I spent 3 months working on, because that's fun. And at the end of the game,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, a game is supposed to be fun, right?
And
Who am I to
it
tell
is.
you you're not playing it the right way? So yes, that shotgun jumping that you're seeing where he's like flying completely backwards, I found that probably within a month of us like implementing the shotgun jumping, and we decided to keep it for that exact reason. Because it doesn't interfere with normal gameplay. People aren't going to be pulling it off. It's pretty tight frame windows, but it's a lot of fun to do once you actually do figure it out.
Yeah, it's been the most rewarding like movement to get better at in a speedrun that I've done, which is just, you know, the better you get, the more fun you have, and it just keeps rolling. But yeah, this is the last level of episode 1. One of my favorite tricks is at the very end of this too. I just love showing off. So if you can do a quick recap of the events of episode 1.
So basically, Father is the voice that kind of crops into your head after you get shot out of that window. And they're basically, you know, a mysterious voice that's telling you you're gonna get killed unless you start trying to fight back against like this corrupt military government that has taken over this society. There's a lot of lore, there's a lot of things that I can get into, but I'm trying to sum this up as best as I can. And basically what Father is trying to introduce you, or trying to get you to do, is to escape this part of the city so you can then go on and, you know, basically help him be liberated. I'm trying not to ruin things. This is so weird. I've never had to sum it up
Right.
without like going into too much detail.
So I did a couple of resets there just to make sure I have enough ammo for the trick coming up, because you really don't want to get caught with no shotgun ammo. So let's see here. And that over there is the first boss that we've just completely skipped. Yeah, that's one of my favorite tricks to show off. It's so much fun to do.
That is fucking insane.
So this is the beginning of episode 2. It's going to take all of our weapons away, because that's what we should have at this point, but that's perfectly okay. We don't need the shotgun for this level. This is one that, with the update having 4 wall jumps and wall runs, became a lot easier, which is really nice because the old way was really, really awful. One might even say it was cancerous, and that we're preventing it by having an extra wall jump. So we'll see how it goes. Unfortunately, there's also not really a checkpoint at the start, so if it goes wrong, it's a little scary, but we should be fine on that front. I guess you have time for a quick couple of donations.
Sure thing. Yeah, we got quite a few coming in here. We got $25 from Thorcat saying, great job, BloodThunder. Sprawl. We also have $10 from Scuff saying, good luck on the run, and thank you, BT, for introducing me to Sprawl, and thanks to Revel for making an amazing and memorable speedrunning game. And I'll just indulge on one more here. This is $1,000 from Epsilon saying, cat must be pet. That's for that viewfinder incentive. Keep those donations coming in.
So it's gonna look like I'm running on nothing, but the collision here doesn't quite match the textures when we got over here. But yeah, Thorcat donation is my mom, who always watches my runs all the way from back like AGDQ 2014, so I love you so much. Thank you for continuing to stay up till 4 a.m. to watch these. And the other donation, Scuff, is the current record holder of this, so 2 awesome donations. But yeah, we're gonna get a little bit of combat in this level. We also picked up all of our weapons again, surprise, surprise, and we have the new one, the minigun that, this might ruin the minigun for some people, but anytime I shoot it, it just sounds like a vacuum to me. But this is always the point where it clicks in my head of just how awesome the music is, and as the person who made all of the music in the game, if you want to kind of talk about the process of doing that and stuff. We got a while to kill here, so.
Okay, good. All right, well, you cut me off. I started ranting again. I will remind everyone that it is 1 a.m. and I go to sleep like at 9, like p.m. This is, I'm delirious at this point, but I make music. That's what I did before I make video games. I'm a DJ. I've toured. If you like dance music, I've probably played with one of your favorite acts, you know. To the extent that the main antagonist of the game, Reaper, is a drum and bass DJ, and he's my bud, and he's in the game, and he voice acts. So in the beginning, Sprawl was kind of just like a way for me to build an album and kind of have like a game be the way you package that, you know, like something immersive, because Sprawl happened during COVID. And as a DJ, as a touring performer, as a musician, there wasn't really an outlet for me anymore, right? Because a lot of that was going to clubs or going to shows or playing shows, and all of that died overnight. And I really wanted to find a different way to contextualize the music that I was writing and the things that I enjoyed, and so that's the beginning of what became Sprawl, right? So the music is a really, really important part to me, and like what Thunder mentioned, I wrote every single piece of music, and I have a couple of collaborations in here with some of my friends, but it's very near and dear to me. The soundtrack is a huge part of why Sprawl is a thing.
And it's so great every time I get to hear it. I definitely put it up like as loud as I can over the dialogue and everything else. But yeah, now we're doing a little bit of a scary trick, where we're going to climb between this wall and this pipe, and going into our weapon wheel, which we do have a weapon wheel, will slow down time, kind of like adrenaline, but it won't take the actual bar. And we're just trying to get stuck so we get our wall runs back, and we're just using this to climb all the way up.
You know, when I built those pipes and I looked at the collision on them and I saw that there was gaps in them, like halfway through development, I was like, someone could climb up this, and I was like, nah, that's too much.
Yeah, so with this route, our ammo count works out just right. Some people use it a little differently, but you really cannot make a single mistake here at all. We're just gonna slip back in bounds, and we're not done yet because we need to do another out of bounds, but there's an arena here And they're gonna try to kill me as I go for this. One thing you'll notice me doing every time I shoot my shotgun is just swapping to the pistols and back. That way I can shoot it a little bit faster. And I'm so glad I got that first try. Okay, so this is the last episode of episode 2, and one of my favorites just overall. I love running through this. It's a lot of shotgun boosting. Yeah, there are ammo pickups around that we can get for more shotgun ammo. There's also ways to get it back from enemies if you want to kind of talk about the combat management that you have to do. I don't know if you can sum that up quickly or not. Oh. So yeah, we're just gonna do like a kind of a glory kill thing. If you've played Doom, he drops ammo by doing that. We pick up some more there. Because we need a whole bunch for the trick that we are about to go do. Slip past all the enemies. Alright, let's see how this goes.
Oh, I love this trick.
A little too far.
I remember someone left us a review saying that they didn't like Sprawl because you can't go fast in it. There's no way of building momentum.
How wrong they were.
And I was just like, okay.
A little bit better.
Oh, there you
Play
go.
a little safe, hop up through the floor, and we are on to the boss fight, which we've been told is not randomized how he moves around, but we as runners have not quite cracked the code on what makes this boss tick. So if the boss is nice to us, it'll kind of stay in one spot or move around very, very slowly, so that we can hit the different parts. Or it can just frantically run around the arena. So far, so good. So it's got 4 weak points before it can actually damage its main body. And, okay, that was actually really nice.
Your quick section is on point, wow.
Yeah, so we also picked up the rocket launcher in this level, which is a really great source of damage. You can blow yourself up though, which might happen in this level. It's a little silly when it happens, but with the charge gun that we've not really talked about so far, the charge rifle, normally you shoot it and it has a slow cooldown before you can shoot it again. You can swap back and forth, but if you just hold it in your hands for a little bit, it builds up charges, which I don't believe was intentional, but it was just kind of left in once we kind of noticed it, and it just makes for some quick work on these enemies.
So whenever there was a bug like that was found, the question's always asked, is it fun? And if it was fun, it stayed in the game. That was the development process. Again, like I mentioned it earlier, it's like, who am I to tell you guys how to have fun with my game? Like it's a sandbox, enjoy it.
And enjoy it, we do. It's so much fun. So we just have to run through some of these enemies, try not to die, hit some switches, and then we're on to probably the biggest fight left in the game. And definitely one of the scariest too.
Fun fact, I knew that most of this game could be bypassed in some capacity, and I tried really, really hard to have at least one fight in the game that you guys actually had to engage with.
Why did it have to be this one?
Because it's long. I want to see how good you are at fighting. Also, I was reading the chat. And there's people in there asking like, oh, did you make this game after just developing for 4 years? And the answer short is yes. You can do whatever you want if you set your mind to it. Just do it. Believe in yourself. Seriously, I know it's kishy, but...
So we just shotgun boost fast enough to avoid that fight and continue a little bit further. Just need a little bit more speed. So that's the last checkpoint of this level that we're going to get, and I mentioned we're going to go do a really, really big fight. So if it goes wrong, you have to do quite a bit of the level again.
You got this.
Yeah,
You'll be fine.
So there's basically 4 waves that we have to get through. The first 3, you have to kill all the enemies to progress. And then the last one, you just have to kill a certain amount. We believe it's 10, but you know, I'm not the developer. I don't know what the actual number is. So once again, using the charge rifle to kind of get some quick shots in on these bigger enemies. Try not to kill myself with rockets. So there's one big area in the middle, and then there's 4 little corners where all the enemies spawn. So I'm gonna go back to the middle for the invisible enemies. They're just gonna kind of chase after me. A lot of the combat's routing in like which enemies don't move around, like the giant mechs, and you just go to them to kill them. And then enemies like this that pop up towards you, you can kind of just like sit back and let the go. So this is the last wave. If we get through this, we are good. We're just listening for the lift lockdown dialogue to start. So we don't need to kill all of these guys. There we go. So let's get over there. We're going to be immobilized, and they're shooting us, and they're not hurting. And this is something that we kind of experienced early on in the speedrun scene of like getting to the end of the level, and there's still enemies trying to kill us, and you get locked in place, and you couldn't move and die, which is really frustrating when you have to go 3 minutes back in the level. But you know, the devs were cool enough to actually help us out on that.
Yeah, we
front.
did that one specifically for you guys because most players are gonna get to that last arena and kill all the enemies before that happens, or because we would put you in God mode, but not as early as it was needed for the amount of enemies that you guys still had on screen.
Right. We also only have this level and the next one left, and I love the routes for both of these now. This level has a not long auto-scroller, but is a platform you're supposed to sit on and kind of try not to die. But, you know, we're speedrunners. We're not going to take that platform down there. All right, one more level to go.
I cannot believe this. It's so much fun to watch it.
So yeah, this is the Spire. It's a giant tower that we need to climb. And as you can probably guess, we're just gonna try to go straight to the top. These walls are a little bit problematic sometimes, and they bump you off, and you gotta go around. We're also very limited on shotgun ammo, and we need pretty much all of it to actually climb this, so it may take a couple of reloads. But if you want to do like one quick recap of the story, I know we went through so many levels.
Yeah, every time I try, I just get kerfuffled because everything is moving so fast. At this point in the game, you have basically destroyed the entire military capacity of this government that was trying to kill you, and this voice in your head has basically just asked you to help it commit suicide because it was an AI and it's stuck here. You know, that's the short and sweet answer. and you're basically helping it do that down there, which you're not doing, so he's gonna survive forever. Thank you for that one. And then you fight this last boss.
Yep, this is the final boss. We're not fighting it in the arena, but it still fights back. I'm gonna take out 4 parts, and then we can shoot the main body once again. Have to be a little careful to dodge the bullets and not actually die here. So we also don't get any checkpoints in this level, so we have to go all the way back down and climb all the way back up. Shooting the back, and then that is time. Yeah, so if you want to pick up this game and run it, you know, hopefully when I get back, I'll be doing an inbounds category as well, so we get a little bit more fighting and seeing the actual levels. You can pick this game up on Steam for half off. I think it's like $7.50 at the moment, or you can get the Humble Bundle with other games like Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, which is an amazing run earlier, and so many others. The community would love to have more runners looking into stuff. You know, we've been teased that there's still stuff to find out there. So if you want to come help us look for it, like it's been a real community effort. Pretty much everyone who's run the game has found some optimizations in how we do the shotgun boosting or new tricks. And it's been a pleasure showing this off. I love running this game, and I loved having Revel on commentary. You got any shout outs you want to do before I wrap it up?
I cannot believe it's over. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for playing the game. Thank you so much for having me. I am floored. And yes, please pick this up on the Humble Bundle right now. We give away the keys to make that happen. It's for a good cause. It's for a good charity. We're not making money off of that. Please support the game that way if that's something that you want to do. If you want to support us, you can pick it up on Steam, but the Humble Bundle is a really, really good choice. It comes with a bunch of other games as well. I want to shout out my partner, my girlfriend, who's right behind me, laying in bed covering her ears because I've just been screaming into the microphone for the past 25 minutes. And she told me to stay here. I was going to go downstairs, but you know, that's all my love, and all my love to Hannah Crawford for reaching out to me several years ago to make this game happen, and to our publisher Rogue Games for believing in us, and for every single person that's played this game and all the support that you've given us. It means the world. Seriously, thank you so much. I'm honored and I'm humbled to be here, and I grew up watching these, and now my game is here. It is crazy. It is crazy. How many people are here? 45,000. Oh my God. That's nuts. That's nuts. This is, wow. Thank you all so much. Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you guys for watching so much. Because my name's BloodThunder. You can find me on Twitch. I stream pretty much every day that I can. 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. is usually my time, but if that doesn't work for you, you know, all my stuff's on YouTube, youtube.com/BloodThunder. If you like FPS games, if you like horror games, puzzle games, like Viewfinder coming up, which is an amazing run. I don't run that yet, but maybe I will when I get back home. You can find me there. If you got any questions about this run, how to get into it, or speedrunning in general, I'd be more than happy to talk to you. Just shoot me a DM or something. And yeah, that's been SPRAWL. Thank you once again for staying up. Hopefully this woke you up a little bit, and I'll see you next time.